Yo guys, welcome to Shaya Gaming, as this video is dedicated to the new champion called Xayah, just the ADC pot. And yes, this is a crazy build, of course, but don't worry, we'll be doing some realistic things. This is of course just messing around in the practice tool, and bam, that looks pretty cool. Looks like a firework of some sort. So we're first going to start off quickly going through the abilities, but the most important things you need to know about them. So the way Xayah basically works, in summary, is basically use an ability, do some auto attacks, get these feathers around you, try to stack them up, press E, and they come towards you. That's basically how the champion works, but there are tricks and certain things that can basically help you deal a lot more damage or stun people a lot easier, and I'll go through those right now. So we'll first start talking about Xayah's passive. So after you use any ability, let's just use Q for an example. As you can see above the head, there's these 3 feathers. And what that means is your next 3 basic attacks are empowered. So if I show you an empowered attack, so we use an ability, we have the 3 feathers, bam, it shoots in a line as you can see. And it also leaves feathers behind it. So I'm also going to explain the Q as well now, because it's quite simple. Q just leaves 2 feathers behind and deals damage. And because we use an ability, we can also use our passive. So usually just for explanation purposes, Q leaves 2 feathers, then we auto attack 1, 2, 3, and we have 3. And then when we press E, it basically comes towards us and deals damage. And you can basically have as many of these feathers as you want. They last 6 seconds. And one secret about the passive is after you use the ability, if you hit a turret, it refreshes it. So as you can see on my status bar of buffs and whatever it's called, you can see it's just saying clean cuts free, and it just keeps refreshing it. But if we use it on a minion, well, obviously it shoots the empowered attack, but it doesn't refresh it. And also when you do use the ability, your passive dies down immediately, so it doesn't drop off one at a time. So as you can see, it's free, and now it's just completely gone. One thing important to note about the passive is after you press Q, you can see there's 3, but you can only hold 5 maximum. So if I press W, it shows 5 now on top of my health bar, sorry, below my health bar. You obviously would have 6 because each ability gives you 3, but it caps it at 5. So it's always best to, wherever possible, do an auto attack after using an ability. Like here I Q, auto attack, then I press W. Now I've used all my proper stacks, and I can leave as many feathers as possible like this, because I'm a chicken. Another interesting thing about the E is, as you can see here, it says the number 0 on the actual E ability, and this is how many feathers you have out right now. So if I press Q, there's 2 feathers and it says 2 here, and then if I auto attack, obviously it's going to go up, and this is just useful to know how many you have. And you can have quite a lot out, well, especially if you on the training tool and you're just using unlimited cooldowns, it can go for quite a bit. Let me see how many we can actually get. Well, we can just keep spamming this. We're at 20 now, as you can see on the E. But 30, but obviously it's going to go down because after 6 seconds they start dying down. But obviously we can do this. Quickly Q as well. And that will obviously deal a lot of damage, but it's not realistic, so we're not going to really do anything with that. So some of you probably know that there's a bit more to the E, but I'll explain that in the combo section. But before that, let's do the ultimate. So the ultimate makes you untargetable, so if someone's ulting like Ashe is ulting us, you can just do this and dodge it, and you can also move at the same time. And the secret with this ability is, what I figured out is you can also dodge turret shots. So let's get rid of our unlimited health. We're on 6-3-8-3, and then we did that, we blocked it. So we would have pretty much died, but here it comes. Bam, blocked it. Pretty cool, huh? Now we are at the best part. So before we get into the combos, the secret about the E, well, it's not a secret, it's part of the ability, is if you get 3 of your feathers to hit a champion, you stun them. So let me show you this now. I use my Q, I use an auto attack. Oh, that was, actually no, that didn't fail. But as you can see, they got rooted. Wait, is it root or stun? Root stun, okay. And the quickest way to stun is pretty much just to Q, and then do one auto attack. You can auto attack immediately afterwards. I did check this, you don't have to wait for a while after the Q. So Q, auto attack, E. Bam, stun. Very quick way. And what's great about this combo is, you know how earlier I said you can only have 5 empowered auto attacks maximum at a time? Well, with this combo, after you Q, you'll always be doing 1 auto attack. So that means you're getting those, basically you're maximizing the amount of feathers you can have on the field, because yeah, Q auto attack and then E you haven't lost out on any feathers. So in terms of fighting combos, I'm actually going to show it with a dummy. So basically, okay, we have 2 now. That's interesting. Let's just put 1. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to Q, auto attack, E immediately to get the stun. And this is with full build because this is going to use a lot of cooldown reduction. So actually the full build I was going to do is actually different. So this is like the last Whisperer build. I'll get into the builds in a bit. But what was it called? It was called a Death Dance. So this is kind of like the maximum CDR build. And how it works is this. So we Q, then press E to stun, then we immediately press W. So we're actually losing some feather stacks, but we're pressing W to deal more damage. And by the time we finish the combo, because of our CDR, our Q should be back up, and as well as our E, so that we can E one more time. So here it goes. This stupid crap. Anyways, okay, here we go. Bam, bam, bam. W. We did the stun combo. Q. And then E. So it's a DPS of 1667. Let's just write that down here. This is with the Death Dance build. So this is 40% CDR. Okay, so I'll do the combo one more time and just look at the feathers below my health bar. So what happens is towards the very end, I use all of them, and then the E suddenly comes back from its cooldown. So that's why this build's kind of nice. Just gonna wait for the slow crab. Okay, here we go. W, Q, 1, 2, 3, and then E. So as soon as the stacks run out, we can press E again, and then obviously you can auto attack again. So this is the build I like because Death Dance does also give you lifesteal with abilities as well, and given that you're using quite a lot of abilities and most of your damage comes from your E, I guess, I feel like it might be good, but of course this could change. And I'm also going to just talk about builds now as well since we're here. So just to explain the intuition behind this build, it's basically when you look at your E, it increases the damage from AD and critical strike. And also the mastery I'm using, which I'll explain later, is Warlord's Bloodlust, which also scales with critical strike and AD. So I thought, okay, let's go on a build that does AD, critical strike, as well as CDR, because we want our E to come up as often as possible. Let's just kill this Ashe before he does anything crazy. Oh wow, he's actually doing that thingy. But anyways, yeah, don't worry, that Ashe was very underleveled and probably has barely any items, yeah. So this build has Essence Reaver, AD, Critical Strike, CDR, then we need more Critical Strike to get more CDR, so we get Infinity Edge, so this should be doing a lot more damage now. And then we also get Rapid Fire Cannon because the greater range means our Mastery works nicely as well, because it's easier for us to hit the enemy champion and get that bonus lifesteal, healing. And then Blade of the Ring King just for some more lifesteal because we're not really going Bloodthirster, as well as some extra attack speed and obviously against high health champions. And I guess Death Dance you can swap with Last Whisperer depending on their team composition. But that's basically the builds. Now let me guys show you the same combo that we did here, but with Last Whisperer build. Let's just get this one more time. 1603, I guess it just changes because of the critical strike chance. So 1603, let's just put that down. And let's get rid of Death Dance and put Last Whisperer. Okay, where did you go? There you are. Alright, so let's do it again. As you can see, we're still waiting a bit because, yeah, it was lower, but our CDR is 10% lower because of that. But I think it's still enough to probably most likely kill an ADC, an enemy ADC. But in terms of tanks and stuff, I guess it's your preference. Builds are builds, you know. They change as items change. So I wanted to just show you guys one thing. You're probably wondering, does Runaan's Hurricane help you with your passive? And no, it doesn't. So when we press Q, we have 3 of these. One auto attack should leave 3 of feathers, but it doesn't. It only leaves a 1. So Runaan's does not help, and I guess you don't really need it in the build. So in terms of masteries, I was spending some time figuring out whether we should go Fury or Sorcery on the Ferocity tree, and I felt like because the ability of W does give you attack speed, that it probably makes sense to go for Sorcery. You know, most of your damage does come from E, and getting 2% more damage on that, why not? And in terms of the Keystone Mastery, Warlord's Bloodlust, because, you know, the E scales with Critical Strike and AD, and so does this Mastery, and I just felt like, given that you haven't really got an escape, apart from just stunning people and using your R ability, your ultimate, that it's probably good to have some extra sustain in lane. And with rapid fire cannon, it just means you have greater range and it should be easier to get a bit of health back. So in terms of what abilities to max, well, I'm kind of stuck between whether it's Q or E. So we're gonna look at it together basically. So as you can see, leveling up Q, it says damage 80 to 120. That's quite a lot. And if we look at E, it's quite, it's a tiny amount, but you can obviously have loads of feathers out. And the same with attack speed, it's a tiny bit, but it's still attack speed, so it could scale up to be a lot. Now we level up all of them and look again. Q seems to go up very high, and E I think is 10 every time. Let's see, is that? Yeah, it's 10 every time, and with Q it's 40 every time. Okay, and then with W, eventually you get 50% attack speed. So I'm not sure. Probably if I was in a game, I'd probably be confused and be leveling up Q and E at the same time, to be honest. And in terms of runes, it's just the standard AD runes. I'm not even gonna say them, the ones that you pretty much use on every single ADC. Not the gen ones, which is just full damage, the one that has AD and attack speed. Oh, and by the way, you're probably wondering, what the hell is this build? Well, this is the beautiful 97% Lifesteal build. So once we get a bit more damage done, we'll just quickly get ourselves back to normal. And this is the newest skin, well, the only skin pretty much. Oh, we should probably heal ourselves before we die. Here we go. Look at that, amazing. I actually want to try this build in a normal and see what happens. It should be fun. Actually, you know what? Let's pretend this is a normal. We're fighting the Elder Drake, and let's make sure all of these are turned off. Let's actually see what happens. I'm quite curious. So our stun doesn't actually work. I don't know why I tried that combo. Is this legit the actual power, like the real power of the Elder Drake? Is that the actual damage? I'm confused, because this is going very well. Let's use everything. Oh wow, it just healed itself. I didn't know to do that without us walking too far away. Is this legit? Is this the actual power of the Elder Drake? Because this is quite an awesome build. By the way, guys, if you are interested in checking out a full gameplay of Xayah, the new champion, played by Xayah, sorry, I just had to make that joke, then there is a video on my channel. The link will be at the end of this video, so stay tuned. Well, not stay tuned, it's already out. What am I on about? But yeah, watch it if you guys want. So guys, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this quick little guide on Xayah, the new ADC. If you did enjoy it, then be sure to leave a like. It is very much super duper appreciated, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are interested, once again, of looking at a full gameplay footage of Xayah with quite a decent score, I must say, then the link will be at the end of this video. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and adios.